Papa's got a brand new stash.
Hello and welcome to another video here at Movie Mash, and today we're going to review Sonic 2. Now Sonic 2 is directed by Ben Fowler and it stars Jim Carrey, Ben Schwartz, Colleen O'Shaughnessy and Idris Elba. So, synopsis. Well, after being left in a different universe in the first one, Dr. Robotnik comes across a character called Knuckles, and with his help they come back to our universe to create havoc and to chase this green emerald that gives you ultimate power. And Sonic teams up with Tails to bring him down on this master crusade across the world. So that's pretty much it. Now I only saw Sonic, the first one, about 2 weeks ago. I'd never got around to seeing the first one. Now, me being a big gamer back in the day, and I still collect the retro games, and I've still got Sonic 1, 2 and 3 on Sega Mega Drive. You'd think I would have seen it. I love Mega Drive, I love Sonic, I just never got around to it. But I watched it the first time a couple of weeks ago and I thought it was pretty decent. A little bit generic, but you know what, it was a great fun film and it was done pretty well, so I'm not going to moan. Enjoyed that. If you want me to review, comment below and let me know and I'll do that one. But for now, I'm going to stick to Sonic 2. Now, I went to see Morbius a couple of weeks ago, and when I was coming out of the cinema, I noticed that Sonic 2 was available to watch. And I never realised it was out already. I knew it was coming real soon, but I never knew it was actually here on this date. And it raised the red flag that it would come out at the same time as big as the movie as Morbius. And it was just, there was no posters, no billboards of it coming out. I mean, I normally know these things, but I didn't have a clue. So it was a red flag for me. But I went in and I seen it, and well, to be honest with you, I thought it was as good as the first one. I mean, like, I'm hearing people don't like this as much. I actually enjoyed it as much as the first one. So I'm not going to knock it. Now I'm just going to jump straight into positives. So Jim Carrey is at his all-time best. I mean, he's full Jim Carrey. I mean, I haven't seen him being Jim Carrey the way we know him from the 90s. Since probably the 90s, he's been doing all these other kind of projects, and he's decent enough. But I am a big fan of Jim Carrey from back in the day. There's no one like him, and I thought he was really good. He was probably one of the best parts of this film, and I'm hearing he's apparently retiring. I hope it ain't just yet. I mean, I really hope to see more from him, but if this is how he goes out, then you know what? It ain't the worst thing to go out. He's gone out on a quite of a high, because we went with full Jim Carrey. Now, the voice actors, Ben Schwartz, who done Sonic, he really brings Sonic to life. He did a really good job on the first one, and now I relate to Sonic with his voice, and that's how good it is. Colleen O'Shaughnessy, she is Tails from the game, and I thought she did a really good job. It was nice to hear it, and you know what? It was perfect for Tails. It liked it. But the star of the show was Knuckles, Idris Elba. He really knocked it out of the park. When I first heard it, I thought, yeah, that's good. But no, he really was good. In fact, for me, he stole every scene he was in. Well, along with Jim Carrey. And to be honest with you, the character mostly reminded me of Worf from Star Trek. He was kind of like victory, you know, till death, that kind of thing, you know, got to do what I got to do. And it reminded me of that, but it was quite a few funny jokes here and there. And you know what? I can't wait to see more of that, to be honest with you. And him and Jim Carrey together were really good. It bounced off really well. So yeah, this is a big positive. So this movie is really bright and vibrant. I am a sucker for films like vibrant and bright. Everything today seems to have this blue tint, and I keep saying this, but it's really getting on my nerves. Everything has this blue tint and dark and moody. And it's okay if the film is dark and moody, but when it's not, they still do it. This, no. Very colourful, very bright. It was eye candy to my eyes. I'm a sucker for bright, vibrant films. The CGI was mostly good, but I will get to that in a minute. But I will say, on the best part of this, the CGI was pretty decent, mostly. Now, that brings me into my negatives. The CGI, as I said, it mostly looked good. But I'm sure, maybe I need to watch it again. But it felt like now and again, the CGI quality dropped in places, which was really strange. I mean, for me, there's this dance scene, I won't go into spoilers, but there's this dance scene, and I felt like the CGI dropped in it. I mean, maybe I need to see it again. Just bits and pieces here and there. I don't understand. Maybe it's the blend between the humans and the CGI at the same time. I don't know. But I felt it dropped a little bit, but it didn't take me out of the film. Now to the next negative. Right, the human element of it. Now, I understand that the humans were in the first one, and James Marsden, who's a good actor who plays his mate stroke dad, he and his wife, they were a big part in the first one, and it only makes sense that they'll be in the second one. But it felt like the film didn't know what to do with these characters. Like, it felt like they didn't know what to do, so they brought this whole segment in with a wedding scene over, I think, in Hawaii, and it went on for about 20 minutes, and it had nothing to do with the film. It felt like a terrible rom-com. It literally, all I know is I wanted to get back to what was going on with Sonic. This had nothing to do with the film, and the characters that we got to know in this, I don't know, it felt like 20-minute segment. They were never used again in the film later on, so I felt like, what was the point in that? Sure, you needed James Marsden in it because he was in the first one, but these others, I felt like that was just forced in there, like a terrible rom-com, and it could have shaved off 20 minutes of a 2-hour film because that's how long this movie was. And it was a little bit long for it, but I really feel if you, all right, look, you don't need to take it out, but shorten it. Yeah, because it wasn't important. It was quite annoying. And I don't know if many kids would enjoy all this silly running around with. Oh, look, I don't know. I'm not a kid anymore. But for me, it was a bit of a low point for the film. And if you could have taken that out, it would have shortened the film and it would have been a great romp. But no. Now pacing. This film is nearly 2 hours, which is quite long for a kids movie. I wouldn't say a kids movie. It's a family movie. Yeah, that's not, because I enjoyed it. I'm sure adults will enjoy it too, especially old school retro gamers like me, myself from the 90s. But as I said, that 2 hour scene kind of dragged it out. So apart from that, the pacing is really decent. And don't let that put you off. There is people that will enjoy that segment. I just didn't. Now, my final thoughts. I really liked this film. I thought all the chemistry between all the characters were really good. Sonic and Tails, Knuckles and Jim Carrey. Even James Marsden's character with Sonic is really good. The chemistry is great. I will say that I wanted Tails to have a little bit more character development, just a little bit, but you know what? It's fine. I'm sure he'll be in the next one. I'm assuming there'll be another one. I hope there's another one. Bottom line, this is a really good, enjoyable family film for young people and old people. And it's a whale of a time, and it's a great retro reminiscing over it. And if you're an old gamer, you'll love it. And the new kids, you know what? Hopefully they get to see what Sonic used to be like for people like us, the older folk, and maybe even get to see some older Jim Carrey, introduce them to Jim Carrey, and see some of their older movies like Pet Detective and The Mask. But overall, I'm going to have to give this a thumbs up. Yeah, go and check it out. It definitely is worth it. Don't let me put you off about that little thing. It's just me because I'm getting old and cranky. Now, did you like this movie? Did you hate it? Did you love it? Do you hate Sonic or you're not interested? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe as normal. But for now, and until next time,